Hey everybody, I am going to go live here. I started a little bit early, about a minute and a half early right now. I've got to, believe it or not, I'm starting to watch my time, so I do everything within a reasonable amount of time, and so that I can work on my presentation and how I present and who I present to. So thanks everybody for getting on the call tonight. They got on the call tonight. I'm trying something different. I forgot to push the star too, which we'll do tomorrow. So tomorrow, I was asked to make it live. Now, the only reason why is because I'm trying something new with one of the platforms I'm using. And what I'm doing, though, is so that I can have special guests and I can have people listening. I deal with a lot of truck drivers and a lot of people. And so a lot of what I do, from when I read my books to my daily motivation stuff, when I do my team stuff, I have teams all over the United States and Canada and hopefully soon the United Kingdom. And so this is the easiest way for I can do face-to-face with Zoom meetings and stuff like that. However, I use my friends on Facebook and stuff like that to help me out with trying out new platforms because you guys are my friends and I appreciate each and every one of you. But I like to do things face-to-face, or with my truck drivers being in the trucks, I don't want them to see me, I want them to hear me. And so whenever I'm helping somebody, and then I actually have a time limit thing right in front of me, 27. In fact, we're getting ready to start my live feed right now because I actually have a time clock going on right now. Hey, Craig, what's going on, buddy? So tomorrow, I'll just say this before I get started with my live feed. We are going to do a live for truck drivers and with truck drivers. And this is for anybody in Legal Shield. Anybody that wants to get on is more than welcome to. And that being said, it is time to start my live feed. All right, let me dismiss. All right, so we are going to... All right. Hey, everybody, this is Jeffrey Jansen. How's everybody doing today? What's going on, Gregoire? How you doing, buddy? I still don't understand why you have that really, really long middle name in there. All right, so today is October 21st, 2019. Hope everybody's having a great day today. In the mornings, we've been doing books and stuff like that. In the evenings, somebody asked me if I'd start reading kids' books. I got to find a good time to read them for kids' books whenever I'm not doing my... So whenever I'm done with my business stuff, I think I will read 2 chapters of a good book, okay? And I think I'll start out with The Dream Giver, which everybody knows that's one of my favorite books. And I'll go into The Boxcar Children because that was a play that was being put on over at our little theater and everything else. And I'll start reading books that pertain to kids. And the reason why I say that is I want people to start reading to their own kids, but if you want me to read, that's fine. I just think it's better to read the kids than have them sitting in front of a TV, Netflix, or anything else. And the reason why you just need it so that they can shut their eyes and imagine the world is because that, to me, is more important than Hollywood or somebody sitting there putting that kind of ideas in their head, what it should be, okay, than what they imagine it to be. And I think that if I practice what I preach, I always tell everybody to read 11 good pages of a book. My mentors, Brian Carruthers, Rich Ellerman, Jeff Bell, a lot of different people, they always talk about making sure that you read 11 good pages of a book a day. And all the books I read, I've met these authors and stuff, believe it or not, which is pretty neat. I like my business. But the biggest reason why is because, like I said, one of the reasons why I did daily reflections a long time ago and I started all this, and I kind of got away from the daily reflections part and the prayer part, was because there's a lot of people out there that need your support. They need you to be kind to them. They don't need the sarcasm. They don't need the uninterrupting, because you're such and so, we don't need to... What they need is they need a kindness. They need people to be good to them. My Marine Corps brothers, if I gotta help my fellow Marine Corps brothers, and, that means I gotta help everybody, because I don't know who can help who. So my whole thing with this was make sure it doesn't matter about politics. It doesn't matter what side of the shelf you're on. If I can help enough people, no matter who they are, they may help one of my fellow Marine brothers or sisters out there that need their help. And sometimes, you just gotta agree to disagree, no matter where we're at in life. And that's what I try to tell everybody. We don't know what people are going through. And yes, I've had people flat out look at me and tell me, oh, well, if they wanted help, they'd come ask for it. You know what? The last people that I thought about that of, they killed themselves. Just flat out say it right out there. They killed themselves. So if you are the type of person that says, oh, they'll ask for help. No, they won't. You know why they won't help? Because they don't want help. You know why they don't want help? Because they think they're the problem. They think they're the burden. They think they're the reason. They think they can't get happy. And none of us understand depression. I'm not about to tell you I'm some kind of a counselor. I understand any of this. I worked in the freaking nightclub areas. I own nightclubs. I own bars. You know, I was in the Marine Corps with guys that drink every single day and drink their lives away. I've watched people go through divorces and depression. Okay? I've seen people fall out because they thought they loved God, because they didn't get nothing in return. They all of a sudden didn't. I've seen it all. And I'm still seeing more. And what I'm trying to tell you is, we need to practice kindness, and each and every one of you matters. I actually really do care about each and every one of you. I really do care about people, okay? I care about you because one day, what if my daughter's walking down the street and she needs somebody to care about her? Well, I'm hoping that maybe if we care about enough people, you know, kindness will be returned to my daughter. Maybe kindness will be returned to my dad. Maybe kindness will be returned to you. And the reason why is because, like I said, we get enough of the crap on TV. Okay? Go back to reading the books again. Go back to sitting there and maybe write a book. You know how many sergeant majors in the Marine Corps and the Army and everywhere else I know should probably write a book with the stuff they know? My God, that would be the best reading ever. Of course, I might have to supply the pictures, but that's okay. But the whole point is this. Each and every one of you every day needs to know you matter. You need to start thinking outside the box. If you get inside this little square and you don't get out of it, and you're the person telling people they can't do something, they shouldn't do something, it's because you don't want to. It's because you don't want anybody else to do what you can't do, because you can't do it, because you refuse to do it, because you don't want to do it, because you're scared of the failure involved. To me, failure is just part of success. I am scared. I am terrified. Do you know me doing stuff like this terrifies me? I just did a phone call for my team, okay, that spanned all across the United States and all 50 states and everything else. I said it would last 15 minutes. There's a reason why I got a timer going right now. It's because I get nervous. I get, I don't pull the trigger, but I get nervous. I get scared just like everybody else. Yes, this big bad Marine, I'm sure some of you guys serve with me. I'm probably not a big bad Marine, but I am a Marine. But the fact is I get scared too. I get upset at people also. I get anger issues also. I have PTSD just like everybody else. But the only difference is, one thing that's going to separate me and you and everybody else from everybody else is we're going to do something about it. We're going to step outside of our comfort zone and be leaders. One of the things, the greatest thing, it's not a book taught me this. One of the things I learned in the Marine Corps is leadership. Those who lead, they eat last. Those who lead will go in first. Like a pack of wolves. They will put their weakest in the front and their leaders are in the back, making sure. But when they go in somewhere new, the leaders will always go first, because leaders ask you to follow them. They don't push or pull you. They ask you to follow them. Do what I do. You want to know something? If I fall in, then somebody else is going to lead, and they can take a different approach, but you still got to go in. Look at how many battles we've had. Look at how many wars we've had. Some of the greatest Medal of Honor recipients and some of the greatest Silver Star recipients, some of the greatest guys with Purple Hearts are the ones that failed so many times that they succeeded. But sometimes their failures caused others to succeed. We still won the war. We lost a lot in World War II and World War I, but we still won. But we had to learn from our mistakes, and that's what the leaders do. You can be a follower, that's great. Followers stay at home. They don't go for the raises. They don't go for the new jobs. They really don't pay too much attention to their kids. They just say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. A little leader will say, yes, sir, no, sir, but let me show you another way. Hey, what if we try this? Or what if we do that? Hey, do you mind if I go ahead and do it? You can be polite by being kind, and you can still be a leader. Now, the Marines and the Army and the sailors, even people that are never active in the military at all, they need your leadership today to go up to them and say, hey, you know what? Let me shake your hand. You're pretty cool. Hey, you know what? You know how many times I get on airplanes and I shake people's hands when I find out they're military? Just to let them know they matter. Every conversation I'm on, I'm letting people know they're important. But I don't just tell them. I tell them why they're important, how they're important. I find something good in each person. You can find something good in each person, because each and every one of you has something good inside yourself. And the more good that we can find in each other, guess what? I'm not worried about politics. I'm not worried about someone's religion. I'm not worried about someone's sexuality or anything else. You know what I am worried about? I'm worried about whether or not they ate today. I'm not worried about whether or not they got a job. I'm worried about whether or not their PTSD is bothering them enough to where they just need a friend. I'm worried about my Marine brothers that could use a pat on the back or say, hey, let's go. And sometimes we need to go to a paintball course. Sometimes we need to go play laser tag. Sometimes we need to go bowling. Okay? Sometimes you just need to go and sit down and have a cup of coffee together. Sometimes you just need somebody to sit there, shut their mouth, and just be there for them. And that's what gets us through. And every day we need to know that that little light inside of each one of us is because we're doing something just a little bit more than everybody else. We're doing something. We're going just a little bit further. We're going a little bit further. Anybody ever done a crest before? I know some of you guys on here are not military, but you know what a crest is. I wish I get a couple thumbs up, but I guess no one knows what a crest is. But a crest is a 60-mile hump. Full gear, combat load, and you just gotta go. Guess what? There is no, you're not allowed to fail. You're not allowed to quit. Has anybody ever heard of the humps and stuff we used to do at SOI, you know, when you go up the mountains and stuff? There is no turning around. There's no Humvees to take you anywhere. There's no helicopters going to take you out. You got to get in and out on foot. Okay? When we were in Greece, we had a motivated, was it colonel maybe? Battalion commander. And he made us freaking hump all the way. We're in Greece. We don't even know this terrain. Okay? But you can't let anybody fall out because what are you going to do? We're in Greece. We're in the middle of nowhere. Out in the middle of nowhere. The Greek gods going to come down with their chariots and pull us up? No. So every day, that's the way you got to look at it. Everything you're doing, there's no quitting. There is no, you can stop. You can brush yourself off. You can get yourself up, but you got to keep moving forward. And if you got to circle back, you got to circle back. But here's the whole point of this. There are people out there, they're completely stopped in their tracks. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. You're there to help them. Sometimes, as we'd say in the Marine Corps, they may need to get a boot. And I don't mean a recruit. Sometimes they just need a friend. And sometimes they may be going through a bad divorce. Go up and be their friend. You know? You don't need to take them to separate, you know, don't give them one negativity for another. Don't take them out drinking. I know that's what we all like to do, but they need a friend. A friend, yes, will go drink with you when you want to, but you want to know what a real friend will do? Will take you what you need to do. A real leader will take you where you need to be, where you need to go, who you need to be with. That's what you need to be. Read every day 11 good pages of a book that may teach you leadership, that may teach you find your why. Find your reason why in life you need to do things. If you got to do something, go do it. But go out there and become better. Turn the dang TV off. You know what? We're not in the military no more. We can watch every single war story there is. It doesn't mean we're in our wars. You know, people have their own wars going on right now. Go out there every day. Be brilliant. Be awesome. You got this. You can do it. Your buddy next to you, he may not be so fortunate. But tomorrow when you wake up, at least you'll know you did the best you could. And you know what? The people that don't, and they get up every day knowing they could have done more, they just don't because they're so scared of getting outside their box. Well, they're going to regret every day. I don't regret every day. I do what I can, even if I'm scared to do it. Even if I'm terrified to do it. I'm terrified to make phone calls. I'm terrified to go talk to people. But I do it. And I get used to it. And I can do it again. And sometimes I get extremely hyper or extremely... And people don't understand that that's actually one of my nerve reflexes. It's because I cannot do it on my own because I don't feel like I'm adequate enough. But you want to know something? When I get there out there and do it and I start calming back down after I've got everybody on their feet, and I call it motivation. But it's actually me getting that motivation inside me from when in the Marine Corps where we're yelling and hollering, making ourselves sound bigger and everything else. I learned to do that in real life. I just do it my own way. We all got to find our own way to keep moving forward. And each and every one of you matters. Anyway, I'm Jeffrey Jansen. I hope in each and every one of you have a blessed night. I hope in each and every one of you know that you're important, that you're special, and you got this. And like I said, I'm a better person for knowing each and every one of you. So God bless. Have a great night. You know, give your kids a hug and kiss. And if you can, call them up or send your ex a text saying it just to your kids. Don't say nothing to your ex, but send it to your kids. Okay? Write a letter. Handwritten letter to your kids if you don't have them tonight, because you don't have them. Instead of complaining about not having it, write a handwritten letter. When I didn't have my daughter, I used to write her every day. when she was a little baby, so she knew exactly who I was, just in case. So she knew I was thinking about. I hand wrote a letter. Sometimes it was on napkins, sometimes it was on paper, sometimes with my computer. But I wrote a letter and I put them away, and they're all sealed up and they're put in a safety deposit box. A couple of them are also put in some ammo cans that I have. That's a great idea. And read to your kids when you can. Anyway, you're awesome. You're great. Thank you, each and every one of you. Tomorrow we have a CDL call, a trucking call that we're doing also for 15 minutes at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. I'll put it on here later on. Until then, I hope you all have a great Monday. God bless, and I look forward to talking and seeing every single one of you. And like I said, if you don't think you're important, you matter. You're special. Look at me. Look right here in my eyes. You are better than you know. You are outstanding. You got this. Just do it. Get in there and do it whether you like it or not, because you got it. You can get it done. See y'all later.